I want to fuck up Ilia, so this makes it easier.
What up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC bantamweight champion fighting Marlon Chito Vera in the main event of UFC 299 in Miami on March 9th. He's dropping fools on the regular in the octagon on Call of Duty.
Yup.
Sugar Sean O'Malley, how's it going, man?
Doing good. 8 weeks out. Feel great. Very excited, for this matchup. Excited it's in Miami. Everything's just, we're playing out perfect. So I'm excited to just get in there and put these fists on that dude's face.
I see the patchwork on the sleeves, but I put on all these colors thinking
Hey,
that
there
I
we
had
go.
to try and keep up with Sean today, but I'm liking the neutral look. Change of
No, we
pace.
got it. We're all sorts. We got every
There we go.
sugar logo I've ever had is on this jacket. So we're colorful.
Dropping soon too, right? I saw your
Yes,
Instagram.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Next
All right.
Thursday. So
Perfect. I love
7
to hear
days.
that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, there's a very interesting development, I feel like, in the fan enthusiasm for the upcoming cards. We were also focused on UFC 300, and at least at the time of this interview, it feels like the biggest card on the calendar right now is UFC 299. I've heard some people sort of speculate that the reason we're seeing so much star power, I mean, Dustin Poirier's in the co-main event, on this card is because the UFC really wants to get behind promoting Sean O'Malley as the next big thing in MMA. Do you agree with that assessment? Why do you think we're seeing so much effort put on this card?
Pull up one Miami card that sucked. You can't. They go all out in Miami. I know. I heard some people say the same thing. They're just trying to get behind me, which could partially be true. But pull up one Miami card that wasn't just absolutely stacked. They always go all out in Miami. It just happens to be the UFC 299, the fight before 300. So yeah, I think it's probably a couple things, but yeah, they always go all out in Miami, and the Sugar Show it's just next level shit. So you got to go all out.
I was going to say, how does it make you feel then that you are being sort of sent over to Miami where there's a history of putting on really big fights?
Yeah, Izzy knocked out Alex Pereira in their rematch. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna have to go out there and do the
All
same
right.
thing, knock Cheeto out in the rematch, and rewrite history. It'll be beautiful.
Well, I know that you've sort of maintained, especially with sort of like the leg injury you suffered in that first fight, that, Cheeto didn't beat you, but it is on the record. For you, what's the primary
Depends what
motivating?
record you're looking at. That's
This
that's
is
uh
okay.
that's debatable.
All right, we'll have to get some people to adjust the Wikipedia. But for you, what's the primary motivating factor in this fight? Is it sort of silencing that narrative regarding Cheeto? Is it just the next step of your star power? Like, what's really driving you heading into this?
I mean, I don't just going into a fist fight in front of millions of people. If you can't, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose any fight ever. So the motivation is not getting my ass whooped. It's always the motivation. This one's just a little bit sweeter. It is the rematch. It is Cheeto. There's just some people that just are so ugly and just such punchable faces that it makes it a little bit more enjoyable punching those people. And Cheeto just happens to be one of those guys.
What's more stressful, fighting Chris Montino on short notice or trying to clutch a 1v2 in Warzone?
The Coutinho fight that was just fun. That was fun. Warzone 1v2s, those are definitely more stressful. Definitely get the heart rate up a little bit more. And I'm a lot more confident in fighting than I am in a 1v2 in Call of Duty. So definitely more stressful in that situation.
For you, I know you mentioned fighting twice this year. This is the first stop. What's your roadmap towards becoming that star that you and the UFC believe you can be? Is it building a bunch of title defenses against someone like the winner of Merab versus Cejudo? Is it the champ fights like the one you pitched against Ilia? Or is it some sort of box office fight totally separate?
One of those two. I mean, if Ilia wins, I'm gonna win. Then that's the fight that happens next. Then I can see, I could see myself going back down to 35, defending that one. Um, if Ilia ends up losing, you said Merab, there's Henry, there's Cory, there's if Umar can string a couple together, there's Umar. Um, there's a lot. I have so many options. It's a great position to be in with this many options.
Why not Volk?
I don't know. I guess that is a possibility. I think I just kind of always said, I didn't want that fight, but you never know. You
Yeah.
never know. A fight definitely could happen. But if Ilia wins, I want it for sure. Volk wins, I think I stay down there, defend my belt one or two more times, and if Volk still, I'm gonna be. Well, I gotta go. I gotta be at champ status. If Volk's still there
Nice.
in a couple fights, that's the fight we'll take. Um, but we'll just go with the flow.
What's the what like for you separates Ilya and Volk in terms of like your interest at the present? Is it just like how you feel about the guys? Is it the skill sets?
There's a little bit. I don't know. Volk's just such a cool little. He's a cool dude. I don't
Dude, he
know.
seems like such a cool
Elias,
dude.
he does. Elias seems very easy to not like. Volk's just one of those dudes. Fighting's a weird sport. You gotta. I've always kind of looked at it as chess, never too, you know, fighty, but there is those. You still gotta want to, fuck someone up, and I want to fuck up Elia, so that just makes it easier.
All right, fair. That sells itself. You mentioned Cory Sandhagen. I did an interview with Cory sometime last year, and in it, I pulled a quote that I found online and I verified it. It was before your Aljo fight, and you said that, if you win the title, Cory's not getting the next F title shot. You're kind of eyeing Chito or Cejudo. Tim, your coach, great guy, from what I can tell, haven't had the pleasure of talking to him, commented on the video, said, Sean never said that. And I told him, to be fair, we know how this media cycle is. They pull the one time you say something shitty about someone and they run with it. So I wanted to be fair to that criticism. What do you think about Cory as a potential challenger, and what would it take for him to earn a title shot in your eyes?
Yeah, there's some legal stuff that I can't talk about, but yeah, if Cory, me and Cory are gonna fight someday, 100%. I don't know if it's gonna be next. I don't know if it's gonna be this year. I don't know if it's gonna be next year. Uh, Cory's gonna stick around the top. He's very skilled. I don't see a lot of guys in the division being able to beat him other than me. So yeah, Cory. I think Cory's a good dude too. I like Cory. Um, but yeah, that fight'll happen someday.
Sorry, I won't ask you for details, but you said legal stuff like involving Cory or just okay. Sorry, I just didn't understand the context there. Okay, no worries. We'll move on from that one. Now, this was a big headline that came up recently. You talking about your potential to reach and exceed Conor McGregor's star power. Naturally, you're going to get people sort of poo-pooing that. I personally see it. I think I've long been a believer in your approach to business in the UFC and you carving a niche for yourself outside of it, especially. What do you think when you see that pushback when people say there's no way Sean can be a Conor?
I mean, I've been saying that since 2017, before I was even in the UFC. I've been saying that before I was on the Contender series. So, the pushback from that slowly kind of dies out. When I said it in 2017, before I knocked out Alfred, everybody was talking shit. Then I knocked a few guys, a little bit less people. Then a little bit less people, a little bit less people. Now I'm champ. Now I'm defending the belt in Miami on probably one of the biggest cards of the year. So it's definitely not as much people, or at least I guess I don't see it. Because I don't really look for it. But there's always going to be haters. I could literally go out there, win my next 100 fights in a row, and say I'm going to be bigger than Conor, and people will say, "No, you're not." So it just comes with the territory. Yeah, it doesn't really bother me. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen. That's gonna be reality. And if people don't want to see it that way, I really don't care.
One of the things that's always really stood out to me, I kind of mentioned in the last question, is your approach to the business side of this. I always thought it was so refreshing that you would be like, if you want me to fight people of this caliber, the pay should justify that. And it's a stance I feel like not enough fighters take. And it seems like you've been able to do it while keeping like a healthy relationship with the UFC. What's the lesson other fighters should take from you when it comes to getting their business right in MMA and not just taking the hardest fights for the least amount of money and leaving the sport with nothing to show for it?
Yeah, I mean, every fighter's so unique and in different positions. I was lucky enough that UFC did see potential in me. So, I just always had a really good relationship with them. And I mean, I never turned down fights. They offered me fights, and it was like, yeah, I'll take that fight, especially if I'm making this much money. So I wouldn't say it was anything, my career just played out that way. Didn't complain. I asked for more money when I felt like I deserved it. I didn't ask for more money just to ask for more money. I went out there. I didn't go ask for more money after the Pedro fight, although I did finish him in the second round. I didn't go out there asking for more money. I didn't deserve it. The fight didn't, do what it needed to. Then I go out there, fight Peter Yan in Abu Dhabi, win a very close
Good
fight,
fight.
but a very, tough fight. And then I go back to the, UFC and say, hey guys, I feel like, I feel like I earned this. Can I get a little raise? So I feel like I've just always earned it, and I've always asked for more when I felt like I have earned it, and it's just worked out nicely that way.
Sean, I know we got to wrap up here. Who's the best character in The Office?
Best character in the office. Uh, they're all just, it's hard to not say Michael, but they're all good in their own ways. But yeah, love a good
Uh,
office,
I love a good like pan to gym. It's just one of the greatest things on
right?
television.
Yeah.
All right, last thing here before I let you go, I want to play a little game. So I got a blind ranking set up here for you. I
Okay.
want you to rank these guys based on their trash talking skills. The catch is you're not going to know the next name that pops up. So you got to kind of rank speculating what's coming next, okay?
Okay.
All right, first up, Conor McGregor. Where are we placing him 1 to 5?
Number one.
Ooh, okay. You know, a lot of people don't do that, but that's a responsible decision. John Jones, where are we putting him?
Number four.
Ben Askren.
Number five.
Henry Cejudo.
Number fucking 742.
Okay, well, I was hoping to catch you. You saved yourself with Connor. By default, your number 2 pick is going to be the Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling.
I was waiting for Chael to be in there. I was saving number two for Chael.
Yeah, I specifically took Chael out to make this harder, but shout out to Chael. That's my all-time
Yep, yep,
favorite.
yep.
All right, Sean. I got to let you go. I want to leave you with the last word, so I'll do my part very quick. Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. Please subscribe, tap the bell, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Let us know what your official prediction is for Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Chito Vera, the main event, UFC 299 in Miami on March 9th. Sean, if there's anything you want to tell the people, the floor is yours, man.
Fuck Cheeto.